Hello Linux lovers, my name's Wimpy. Welcome to my world. Good morning or time appropriate greetings everyone. How you doing today? I see Esme's got dilemmas about what to cook for dinner. I like that pot roast chicken he posted a picture of a little while ago. I could fancy some of that now, a bit peckish. Anyway, today we're going to be doing, I, maybe with your help, going to be doing some more work on my chatbot. And implementing more of the Twitch API so that the bot is more cleverer. I've done some work on that since, just to sort of make it a bit more robust, and I spoke to the developers of Kruiz Control to better understand the distinction of how some of the the distinction between messages and actions within Kruiz Control. So I've refactored things to take account of those changes, and there is a new entity among us in the chat today. Maybe she'll make an appearance a little bit later, but it is her consciousness that we will be working on. So I've actually got two chatbots running in the stream now, and I think if you scroll back through the messages, you may see who the other bot is. So I mean, there's nothing like complicating things by adding two chatbots. So I've got one that represents me, that automates some of the things that I need to do, and then I have another chatbot who is there to help and also moderate maybe. And I want that bot to develop her own character over time. So Graham, it's Kruiz Control, so I think I've got a chat command. There you go, and there is in fact our helpful bot, Bella, who is telling you what Kruiz Control is and what we're using it for. So there's a whole bunch of chat commands that I've implemented using Kruiz Control. It's got a primitive syntax, but it's actually pretty impressive what you can do with that. Hello, good morning, Popey. So one of the things we can do is if I type bang first, anyone can type that. So there we go. I wasn't first to chat. I'm actually excluded now from being in the who was first race. So it's Big Pod who was first this morning. Congratulations, as they said hello. So I've excluded the bot, me, and any chat commands from being the first acceptable message of the day. Okay, Graham, if you've got channel points, you can have some fun for sure. But yeah, I've got some ideas about how to make this bot helpful. And one of the reasons why I'm doing this is, in fact, if I just switch to this view here, these are the chat command API guides, and this is the migration guide. These are the chat commands that exist via the Twitch IRC API, and as you can see here, they're currently deprecated and they're going to be removed on February the 18th. There we go, Graham. So on February the 18th, it won't be possible through chatbots to use these commands as the bot. You have to use the APIs. So what I've been doing is implementing some of these APIs in Kruiz Control. So come the day, stuff will continue to work. And my hope is I'll be able to contribute that back to the Kruiz Control community. And maybe, I mean, I don't have no assurances about this, but maybe these actions that I'm writing could be included in an upcoming Kruiz Control release to give people the means to keep functionality that they need. So I've done a few of these, but there's a few that I haven't done, and I was just going to have a look. So I haven't done mod and mods or unmod. I haven't implemented my own raid yet. Now these commands, they're not going away from the Twitch chat in the Twitch website. They're just being removed from the IRC API, so what bots use. Graham says he can do this all day. Yeah, I mean, there's some fun ones in there. We need to add some new ones, actually. I haven't done any of these ones. I haven't done any of these VIP ones, but I have. Let's just have a look at who's in chat here. Padger, I think you're still here. I'm going to ask Bella to time you out for a short while. Now, this won't hurt, I promise. So, let's just do this just to demonstrate some of the things that Bella can do. Yeah, you are still here at the moment, but I'll time you out for 30 seconds. There we go. So I issued the command, and that's the action. So hopefully during this period of 30 seconds you won't be able to participate in chat, and then this will automatically expire, or I can untime you out like so, or which I have just done. So you're now unbanned and you should be able to participate. So this is one of the things, it's an illustration of what Bella can do. And I've been a pretty bad Twitch streamer in that I've not learned a lot of the sort of chat features and stayed on top of like keeping control of things when we've had spammers turn up. So I'm gonna, by doing this, I'm also learning like the commands, and they'll be in my head now, so I can do a little better job of staying on top of things. So there we go. And as some of you have been triggering those animations and what have you, I can do the same with commands of my own, and this is so I can test things. So I just triggered that one there, just so that I don't have to wait for the channel point redemptions to happen in order to test the integrations with OBS. So that's how it all works. Hey, noob of the Linux. So let's just take a little look at what we've got so far. So this is Bella's configuration. So this first file is basically, think of it as imports. So importing a bunch of stuff. So I have a simple one just called Bella, which has got some very basic commands in it. This is basically what happens when it gets initialized. So how to reload the bot. And then I've just instituted a simple ping command, which both my bots respond to. So I can check that they're actually up. So you'll see there that I responded with a pong, and so did Bella. And that's because there are functions of my presence in this stream that are implemented through a second chatbot. So anything that needs to come from me in the chat appears to come from me. So for example, when people follow or cheer or do any of those like Twitch channel following things, it will send a whisper from me to that user to thank them appropriately. That sort of thing. So these are the very basic inits, just to get the bot up. And then this is sort of the main function of Bella, which is all of the chat commands. Most of the, so here's an interesting one. I added this, I thought this was kind of cool. When the stream stops, it will wait for 1 minute, and then it will set the title of the channel to this text. So every time I'm offline, there's an offline notice in the channel text and a call to action to go to the website. Good morning, Yannick. Hey, Yannick. I was going to say I could time out Yannick, but I think Yannick as a moderator is immune to Bella's charms. So that was a kind of a cool one that I liked, and the way that that's implemented is I have a couple of files here. We have deck API. So this is my implementation of the deck API to
Thank Thank you for the follow, hell_fiber.
Thanks very much, hell_fiber. Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream. Right then. I love those emotes, they're good. Right then. So Deck API is a simple API that enables you to get access to stuff, like for example your follow account. So this is the implementation for Deck API. It's very simple indeed, but that means that you can do stuff like this. If I do, well, what was it? Follow count. I can't remember. Let's just do this and see if it works. There we go. So Bella has a set of Twitch chat commands here, and they basically call to the API implementation. So I have a Deck API. This is the actual, call out to the API, and this runs on a loop effectively. So at the bottom of here, every 60 seconds, it goes and updates all of these variables, so they're always current. So Bella's responses can always include accurate information about the status of the stream. So that's what's going on there. I think Yannick has a command that he suggested. Is it called this? WTF is going on, I think it is. No. I can't remember what the command is. I think there's a shorthand version for it. Let's try this. There we go. So this is another command I've put together, and as you can see, so that's pulling from that API, so it knows what the category I'm streaming into is, how many people are currently watching, or approximately to the last minute, and specifically the title of the stream, so what we're doing. Oh, you've just used it. Oh, okay, Yannick, I didn't spot that. Yeah. Oh, yes, I saw. Yes. So that's a feature I need to add at some point, which is you can actually instruct the bot what the cooldown periods are. So it will know there's a cooldown period, because that would be good to know. And when it's in a cooldown, it can issue a command to say, hey user, that command is currently on a cooldown and there are so many seconds remaining. So at some point I'll implement that, probably not today. So this is the Deck API implementation. This is very simple, but it's a lot of useful information in here. The Twitch API is a bit more involved, and I've implemented a bunch of it at the moment because this has got OAuth negotiations in it as well. So this is all the token check-in stuff. But if we look here, so this is how to send an announcement. So I can say something like announce there we go. There we go. So there we go. That was how to send an announcement using this API. So a chat command wrapped around this API call. So you get the idea, and this is how we do things like emote only chat, follower chat. This is what things like our panic room use in order to lock the channel down if we're getting spammed or whatever. So this is, a fairly complete implementation. This is the API call to set the timer. And it does, I added some bits here to do input validation, so it hopefully won't fail or fall on the floor too badly. And then here, the commercial one, so I can use this to run ads. Some of you will know when I first start the stream, about 30 seconds in, I run an advert, and that's because people are arriving at that point. And if I run 120 seconds of adverts right up front, it buys us about half an hour where new people to the stream won't see any adverts. So this is an implementation to run an ad, but what we've got here is an integration with the Deck API, which goes and loads the uptime variable from the Deck API and says, we have to have an uptime, or rather, if there is an uptime of 0, don't issue this command, because that API call just bounces back as an error off Twitch if you try and run an ad whilst you're offline. So I've put some safeguards around that stuff. I don't know, Yannick. I don't know what command you're referring to. And there we go. And there's Bella doing timed messages as well, which is implemented in the chatbot. So that one's got an uptime check around it. And go on then, try it. So, and then again, placing a marker. Go on then, you can try it, Yannick. I don't care. Don't forget, it's a different bot that's in control of this now. So yeah, we got a bunch of stuff here. Yeah. I thought I'd have some fun with that. There you go. So, and we can also issue bans and what have you from this as well, which we haven't had to ban many people, but there have been some like spammy messages that we get from time to time, and they seem to have a similar characteristic, and quite looking forward to seeing one, because what I'm going to do is add an action to Bella, which is if those strings appear, she'll just automatically time people out. I'm keen to move a lot of that auto mod function into this bot as opposed to rely on online services. I did my homework with Bella. Thank you, Padza. I'm trying to. So I've got an idea of what to do next, and then these are all of the chat commands that do, that either activate those calls to the API or do, other things. And this will all get documented at some point, because at the moment, if you want to know how all of this works, it's not documented, and sadly we know it. So I will at some point collate all of these, so that it's discoverable as to what the commands are and what you can do with them. Because I'm thinking we can bake some stuff in here for interaction stuff. In the past, when we've done things like the hotshot racing, which we're doing again now, we had commands for people to... Nice try, Yannick. The command you're looking for, Yannick, is bonk. That's how the bots get reloaded. But yeah, Hellfiber, you can have a go, but only I can do that. Sudo. We should have a sudo command. That's not a bad idea. We should have a sudo command. Yeah, okay, all right, that's something we can add. But what I thought we'd look at initially is which of these. I think I'd like to do this VIPs one, because there's somebody in chat at the moment who I'd like to make a VIP. So I think it would be kind of cool if we add this and then use our own thing to do it. So this is the documentation for 10 VIPs within a 10-second window. That's not going to be an issue. Okay, so what do we need? We only need our user ID and our broadcaster ID. So this is very similar to a lot of the endpoint APIs. And here's a convenient curl request. So we just have to call it. We don't even have to pass it any data. So that's quite easy to do. So let's have a look here. So BigPod says, looks like my general purpose chatbot won't be joining us this day, so no fear of uprising just yet. I have been tinkering with this a little bit in the background, and I have to say, I wrote an IRC bot years ago in like 2014, 2015, and it was remarkable what you could get it to do. Hello, Paul. Welcome back. It was remarkable what you could get it to do back then. And I think at some point I would like to investigate how much sentience we can inject into Bella. I really want her to have some character and personality. So it's not going to be a full-time project, but from time to time I might do maybe on a Friday when I just want to like have some fun, may tinker with this stuff. So Yannick asks a question or makes a point, which is on the OBS portable front, I have tested a bit more and everything is working perfectly fine now that I have installed libsrt 1.5 OpenSSL. Excellent. I'm delighted to hear that, Yannick. And for those of you that use OBS portable, a new build went out yesterday. I'm using it now. I will tell you this, Yannick. The only thing that I've had to do is I've moved my mic back to pulse audio rather than Pipewire. And that's just because I'm getting some clicks in the audio if I use Pipewire. I've reported this in various places and it's still investigating, but that is my workaround. Everything else, for the music separation, the Discord, the game audio, all of that stuff, music, I'm using Pipewire for all of that because it's much easier to do that within the context of OBS. So, Noob of the Linux asks, so is Linux going to learn ChatGPT? No, nothing as sophisticated as that, but I am going to see what might be possible in terms of, you know, conversational capability. Yeah, it was I could easily reproduce those audio issues, Yannick, but maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just here and I haven't tried at the other office, so I'm not sure like where the problem resides, and it could be that you don't have a problem at all, so test both. Right then, so let's implement this. What we'll do is we'll start, excuse me, got the hiccups this morning. We'll start by copying this curl request, and then we'll just go over here and we're going to implement this as an API. So we've got ban and unban, so I think it's reasonable that this is where we would want VI, you know, the inverse of that. Let's, you know, a good thing. So it's going to be an action and we're going to call it VIP. And if I just go and look at the unban request, that is an almost identical query, because look, you can see here it's channels VIPs, my broadcaster ID, the user ID of the person that we're elevating. So I think, and I've created all of these with sort of a lot of templatable stuff in it, so they shouldn't, so it's a lot of boilerplate. I mean, that's the only thing about this, there's a lot of copy and paste in various things, because it's, so that's the unban. Okay, so that'll do. Let's just take that. In fact, let's just check the back, because the ban doesn't take any parameters either. Could not find the action. What's the action name? Let me just check how bans work. Oh, yes, because that has to pass JSON data in. Okay, so that's fine. So we'll take this as our template for VIP. So let's just go through this and just do the obvious thing. So the name of this is going to be VIP. If exists false. So that's basically saying, have we got the parameters that you can pass in are just called in1, in2, in3. So we'll do that. Oh, this should be action name, in fact. So that we can better template it. Was not provided a user, so we can go and fix this up here as well. That shouldn't have hard-coded strings in it. So we'll save that out as well. Let's just check. Have we got the same error up here? Yeah, we do. Might have a few of those knocking around. Clean up. Was not provided a 2 user. Yeah, okay. So let's have a look at our VIP. Wasn't provided a user. So what we have to do is we have to use the deck API to look that user up and return the numerical ID of that user. So that's what's going on here. And we then also validate, well, did we find the user that we're looking up? Because you can obviously get rogue entries and what have you. So we just do a bit of validation there. And then we set the user ID to the API data that came back the other side. So, oh, right, okay. Interesting. So Yannick says I should get in touch with Andrea Riggi. So, Yannick, can you shout out their channel as well? Because they do some interesting stuff on their channel. The command for you, I think, is bang SO. Will use Bella to do that. Bella does nice nice shout outs. They're pretty. But yeah, I'll find out more. I imagine he's probably implemented it in Go or Rust or something of that nature. So we've got that. I'm loading my user ID, my token, and my client ID. So now what we'll do is we'll just change all of this to a new name for thing. There we go. Awesome. Great. There we go. So that's Andrea's channel. It's worth a look. So as Yannick points out, they are from the kernel team at Canonical working on Ubuntu. But they are a violinist, aren't they? Is that right, Yannick? So let's go back to our thing here. So this is a post, not a delete. So that's the method is post. And we'll copy.
Thank you for subscribing, Maros G.
Well, thank you very much for the sub. Maro, how you doing? Good to see you here. It's nice that you were able to make one. We'll take this front from the API here, the API URL. We'll drop that in here. And let's just check. What does it want? It wants broadcaster ID and the user ID that we're elevating. And that's in there. And that's it. I think that's all we need to do. So what we don't have though is a command for that. So I'll put that in here for the moment. So it's all in one place whilst we test. I'll make this a broadcaster only command with no cooldown. And we'll simply call it VIP. And we'll then call action VIP user. Because this on command will capture the username of the user that issued the call. Oh no, it won't. That's wrong. It's after. So I need to, so after is the bit that comes after the user that issued the command. That will be me. So Hellfiber, Maru, you should find that you have messages from me, whispers in Twitch, which were bot generated, thanking you for when you subscribed to the channel. So yeah, that's another little nicety. I thought, you know, it's good to say thank you, and it's better to say thank you than to forget to do it. So I've got the bot there. Oh, he's got, yeah, I've got a bot for a channel for Bella as well. So it's Bella Botty. There we go. Excellent. Glad that those got through. Oh, so Pasta GPT. Let's implement OpenAI Twitch bot. Okay, interesting. So he specifically works on that bot on that channel. Is that what's going on there, Yannick? Or just feature that there. So that's Bella. Bella's profile image is naturally AI generated. I typed some words into a thing yesterday in order for that to happen. And then PastaBot is here. Oh, hang on, no. I click, hang on. There we go. Oh, no, that was Bella. Yes, she typed it, that's right. And yeah, that makes sense. I was confused by her picture appearing there. Yeah, that's a good idea. So his main channel's the violin and he's got a secondary channel for nerdy stuff. Yeah, good idea. So I'm just going to go and look at some Twitch chat commands. Here we go. Here's a good example of one where it doesn't take the state or title here, the user. And I imagine I've got things for banning down here. Timeout, here we go. So there's a bit of code we can just lift. And there we go. All of that is basically validation that the user that we're about to try and elevate actually exists. So where was I? Twitch API, here we go. So if we jam all of that in here, we're saying, oh no, that's the wrong thing entirely. That is the wrong thing entirely. Timeout. No, that is the right thing. That is the right thing. I don't need the second parameter though. So that, no, that's correct. So what this is saying is, check that there is an argument that we're passing. So this will be the user. Command is a replacement for however the command was invoked. So you could have VIP and it would replace that string accordingly. So requires a user. If we get a user, then it goes to look and see is that user legit. It checks that that API call worked, and if it did, it then checks to see that that user was found. And then only at that point are we ready to actually pass that argument like so. I think. Let's just check how I've done this with some of the other commands. I think, yeah, there we go. Send the action. So ban is probably a good example because I haven't implemented all of the options here. So this is where we should do something like this maybe. And we'll put a little message in here. We'll just say making arg1 a VIP. There we go, cocktail glass, that will do. Right then. So I think that is the command that I could then issue to do this, and then it in turn calls this action, which is, and the reason I've got the input validation on the command and on the action here is because I may want to programmatically call this VIP API, and that will just make sure if I call it programmatically, I don't have any stuff in there. Okay, what have we got here? So we've got some stuff here. I have to say, though, I'm disappointed that you did not name your bot Bob. There's a reason that the bot is called Bella. There is a good reason for that, which hopefully in the future will become apparent. But Bob the bot, I mean, you can get in there quick, Yannick, and register that channel. Okay, Alto, that one already taken by the chatbot that likes to write base 64, really? So King Egypt makes a good point. No, so I did think about using robot names, you know, for this, but first of all, finding a name that you want in the Twitch name listings is hard. And there is a reason why I settled on Bella, or why we settled on Bella, because I'm getting some artistic influence in the implementation of this. But yes, King Egypt, I do want Bella to develop some personality and character. And at the moment, she's very friendly. She's got a couple of snarky responses in there, but I think it would be fun if she just dislikes me. And everything that she has to do for me is a chore. So I think that is the personality that she will develop over time. Hello, Gary. How the devil are you? Have you just finished a stream? So what we're going to do is we're going to save all of that, and we're going to reboot the bots and see if that command works. So both the bots are responding. There we go. Okay, so you're not streaming, you're just getting some applications into NLNet. NLNet, what's NLNet? So let's try this. I just need to go back and look at my command history or the backlog of chat. Oh my gosh, there's so many people talking. There we go. AA. Okay. Let's try this out. There we go. So that actually got implemented twice. You'll see that that ran twice. And the reason why is this. I've currently got this file symlinked into my bot. So both bots saw that chat command. So what we're going to do now is, now we know this works, is we'll separate this out. This command just gets moved out of the API into the chat commands. So here's our ban and unban. So now we'll add our VIP chat command here. We will bounce both the bots again. I might alias that to bounce as well. And we will also do this. So we will say, there you go, Badger. Sticking around paid off for you. So we'll now VIP. There we go. So Gary is now a VIP. And you'll see that time only Bella responded to that request, because only Bella has the Twitch chat commands in her consciousness. So there we go. So there's one API implemented. Let's go and see how we un-VIP people. Who's getting a squeaky bum? So let's have a look at the un-VIP API endpoint, and there it is. Remove a VIP. There we go. So this is probably going to be almost identical, but it's a delete. Yeah, it's identical except the method for the API changes. So let's go and get this nailed up pretty quickly so we can do all of this. This command we can just copy paste. We can call it unvip. And And that should all put the right things in the right place. Oh, what's this message going to be? What's the... I can't remember what the... what did you do? You're... So, what emoji for that, I wonder? What emoji would be sufficient for that? Losers, yeah, something like that. So, did the badge show up? Here it is. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Yeah, yeah, seeing all the stuff. That's good. I'm just thinking what an appropriate emoji is for someone being un-VIP'd. I can't think of one off the top of my head. That'll have to come to me. Not going to spend ages. So, and then we'll just full un-VIP, which obviously doesn't exist at the moment. So there's the un-VIP, and then we'll go back to the Twitch API, and we can just copy and paste this one. Copy that, paste that in there, and then change this to un-VIP, and change that to un-VIP. I haven't found a way to get the action name. I don't know if it's possible. I don't think it is. And after we've done all of this stuff, we'll just change the label for the un-VIP API request. Now, the reason I'm doing this is I noticed that I was using the same label and things were getting in a bit of a pickle, so I don't quite know how this flow works, but I was using messages which were asynchronous, and I was firing multiple messages at the same time effectively, and they were using the same API labels. So by using actions, these are blocking calls, and I'm also using distinct labels for each API request. And the only thing we should need to do here is that and that not banned. With that's text we can remove from the VIP piece. Oh, actually, it is possible they are not a VIP. So some of the follow-on value add of this is after the MVP implementation is done, is actually sort of interrogate the API request responses a bit more carefully. So that doesn't actually error. So let's experiment with this. Let's assume, and these error statements, they appear in the OBS log file. So you can open that up and actually monitor what's going on. That is the whisper command, okay. So I'm just going to get rid of that. And that there we go. So we'll reboot the bot. We'll see how this works. Yeah, okay, yeah. So Gary, those are some good suggestions. We'll have a little look at that. So let's do this. Let's do... Oh no. And We'll put that back again. There we go. So that seems to work. Okay. Yes, I think Gary's onto something there. So in the chat commands for unVIP, so Yannick, I'll just explain how that works. So at the moment, the commands themselves, this character here, so it says on command, this character denotes who can do these things, and B means the broadcaster. Now, there is only one reason why all of these commands are exclusive to me at the moment. And that's because, well, some of them are broadcaster only commands. I think this is one as it happens. But there are others which you can pass a moderator ID in as well. And it should be possible for moderators to issue these commands too. But I haven't got that working yet. And I don't know why it's not working. But in time, those commands that are moderator available, I intend to make available to the moderators as well. But as it happens, this command, I mean, I could make it available to the moderators simply by putting an M in here and you could issue the command. But what would happen is it would get down here to this end point and it would run as me. So in the audit logs, it would always say I did it, even though I didn't, if you know what I mean. So I'm going to honor like who can trigger these various things. Yeah, B means broad. So at the very top of this API file, I put a little oh, actually, no, I didn't. Where did I put it? Maybe I put it up here. Chatbot. There, here. So B is broadcaster, M is moderator, F is founder, S is subscriber, V is VIP. So if you do, you know, on command, M or F, S and V, and then put a cooldown of that in and call it special, and then chat send special words, put a sparkle in there. There we go. So if I save that, founders, there are some founders in here, I think. There are some subscribers, and there are some VIPs who are not moderators. So let's reboot the bot, and some of you will be able to issue that bang special command that is on the screen at the moment. So particularly those of you that are VIPs and not moderators, that would be a good one to see. So there we go. Paul is indeed a VIP, just special Yannick. There you go. So and it works for Yannick because Yannick is a moderator. There you go. None of the permissions above. So maybe, Yannick, I can do something like this as none of the permissions above. I'm not sure. Actually, I don't understand that. I need to go and read about that. So anyway, that's just an illustration of how that works. Yeah. Although I was going to work on the unmod API endpoint, Yannick, so we'll just reboot the bot there. Right, so the chat commands, we've got unVIP and VIP working. Let's just take a look, because there is a... Oh, I'm in the wrong place. And then there's this. This requires the broadcaster access token. Okay. Should follow the authorization flow for your application, and there is okay. Okay, I'll skip that. I think I need to do some more reading on that one. So let's go and do mod and unmod. These should be almost identical to the other commands we just saw. So here we go. The API endpoint is almost identical. The structure of the request is the same. Let's just look at the inverse of this.
Thank you for the follow, C202X1.
Okay, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome to the channel. So let's.
Thank you for the follow, Bruno Bandev.
Oh, thank you very much. Hello, Bruno. So I will answer your question. So Bruno has just asked. One mini moment. Bruno has just asked, good morning, how do you use these text files? I will explain. There is a project called Kruiz Control. I will just open up the main project page here. And it is, as well, it says here, Kruiz Control enables pseudocode to manage and automatically handle Twitch channel points and so on and so on and so on. So this is a chatbot and OBS automation tool. It does quite a lot of stuff. So you download the current version of this, you extract tarball, and you add this index.html file as a browser source in your OBS, and then it will load these text files. So if I just show you what that looks like. This file here lists all of the text files it will load. And then this is the, in air quotes, language or syntax. Thanks, Bill, for sharing that link. And then you can implement stuff. So you can do some very simple chatbot type stuff. But you can also do some API calls. So I've implemented API calls to Deck API. And I'm currently adding more endpoint coverage for my Twitch API, specifically for the chat commands at the moment, in order that, because as I said earlier, the Twitch chat commands via the Twitch IRC API are being removed in about 2 weeks. So I'm implementing them all using their web API requests, so that I can keep that functionality in what is, for me, a new chatbot. So we'll just go back to where we did VIP and un-VIP, because these are going to be almost cookie cutter. You think it's all black magic and voodoo? Bruno, did that make sense? Is that all clear? It's a really nice tool. I've been using it for a while for some very basic chat integrations. So when people follow, those alerts that went off when you followed the channel, by the way, that was all triggered through this as well. Those are I've got 2 bots running in the channel. One is Bella, who you see in pink, and some of my presentation in the channel is by way of the bot under my own name. So, for example, when you followed, you should have received a whisper from me, and that was generated by this bot as well. As did you, C202X1. So we'll take those ban and whoops, I'm in the wrong screen. Take those. That was un-VIP and VIP, yeah. And we'll just copy and paste these. And we'll do the usual rename it all. So this was mod and unmod, right? So mod. We'll just quickly do this. All of that should be the same. All of that should be the same. So we'll just change this now here. change the API label. I'm not actually sure what this is supposed to be referred to as. I've just given it the name API label. And this will be a post, and if we go and have a look at the docs, moderators. Channels VIP, okay. Let's copy and paste out the docs to avoid any typos. So, drop that in there. That is my ID and the user that we want to mod. Okay, that's fine. And then we'll make this unmod, and we'll just change that top label there. Change the API URL again. And then we'll change this to unmod as well. We just jam those in. Hello, you dig. How you doing? Reminds you of the robot framework for web apps. Do you have a link to that? I'm not familiar with that. I'd be interested to take a look. That sounds interesting. It's been a while since I've done any bot type work. I said earlier I wrote an IRC bot a long time ago. But this is actually quite easy to work with. Despite the limitations of the syntax, the developer has been very thoughtful in terms of the facilities that you're given. And in fact, you can see here, when you run out of rope with the built-in syntax, you can call out to JavaScript. Now, that makes me shudder a little bit because I am by no means a JavaScript aficionado. So I step well and truly out of my comfort zone when I have to do this stuff. But usually I'm doing some pretty simple things, basically string manipulation. Thanks for that, for sharing that link. Thank you, Phil, for finding that. I'll just I can't because yeah, okay, so those of you in chat you can see it on screen. There we go. I don't need to feature it. Okay, so we've got the moderators, so that should all be fine. Unmod and mod. I know people have strong opinions for and against for JavaScript. It's a good internet meme, isn't it? Right, okay, that seems fine. So now what we'll do is we'll implement the other side of this, which is the chat command. So this API is embedded in both my bots, but the chat piece of it is only available via Bella. So we'll copy that, and again, bunch of copy paste. I mean, I suppose I could fold this code at some point. We could look at the command and we could change the action that gets called where the commands have like very similar function and actions and API endpoints. We could fold this up. In fact, we will have a go at that just by way of an example. So I think I've just done a copy paste. Oh no, I haven't done the copy paste. Well, let's try what I've just suggested. So let's put another command in here, which is unmod. And here we'll put in mod. Because I've templated all of this, so it will know the difference between those two incoming commands. This is all the same. This is fine. This is fine. So we can do this. We can say here, if two, this is curious syntax. This number that follows the if means that if this condition does not evaluate to a true statement, skip this many lines in the execution. It's a bit clunky, but once you get your head around it, it works quite well. So we'll say if command equals VIP, then we're going to do those two things. And then we'll just copy and paste this. And we'll say if command equals mod. Let's steal Yannick's words. What represents power? I'm thinking He-Man and you know, Grayskull here. Is there a cross swords? That'll do. Yeah, that'll do. Swords. Making ARG1 a moderator. There we go, police officer. That's a suitable emoji there. So there we go. So that is actually quite nice. I should probably have done more of this as I was going through. So I can probably fold down a bunch of these. So basically all of this is boilerplate effectively now. And then at the end we just evaluate. In fact, the command that comes in is that it doesn't have the exclamation in front. So there's one. So let's do the flip side of that. In fact, let's just take that and oops, went too far. Un-VIP. And then unmod. So we're going to have to test all of these again. So, okay, ARG1. What do we do for revoking? Oh, Gary had some suggestions for these. I mean, the thing is that what we can embed in here is that, Yannick, you know, you're talking about the power of Grayskull. Well, I can go and find a clip of that sequence, right? Embed that in OBS and trigger that in OBS, because from here I can tell this bot to go and trigger a source visibility flag or whatever, so we can do all of that. You know, on the ban, you know, I want to get that sequence from whichever Avengers film it is where Thor comes, you know, powering in with the hammer, and I want to play those clips in as these things run out, you know. So as you do these things, there's even more like visual impact. So this is just the very beginning of what's possible here. So we can have some fun with all of that stuff. So your badge is being revoked. I wonder if I think that's actually probably not a bad. There we go.
Thank you for the follow, Meadow Free.
Thank you very much for the follow, Meadow Free. Welcome to the channel. How you doing today? Right, removing moderator status. So I think I can't think of good things there. So instead of un-VIP, this one's going to be unmod. If I made these API keys tools the same as the commands here, I could even just have the messages being one line, and then the temptation is real. I'll not change too much all at once though. Right, okay, so what have we got here? So we've now got the un-VIP and unmod, and they both work effectively the same way. So let's try, let's reload the bots. I mean, I suppose, what do we pass into this thing? Yeah, okay. I'm just thinking about how we could, you know, fold some code here. So we'll reboot the bots. My bot only has sight of the API. It doesn't have sight of the chat commands. So let's do unmod this like so. Oh, I've spelt it wrong. I've warned him now. He knows what's coming. So there we go. That's your moderator status removed. So I could even do this now. There we go. I can't even complain about it. Oh, chuckle, chuckle, chuckle. That's amusing. Right. Right then, let's do this and say untimeout Yannick, and then we'll mod Yannick. There we go. There we go. So that all appears to work. Hey Big Pod, welcome back. Right then, I kind of like that flow though of putting the conditionals down. Oh, wherever it was, the conditionals here to call the thing. So maybe I wonder where else we could do something similar like that. That'd be pretty cool, I think. Anyway, that's 2 more endpoints implemented, so I'm happy about that. Let's think. Let's go and see what else we could do. There must be another one that we've got that's easy to do. We've nearly got them all, actually. Oh, raid. We could do raiding from Bella. That would be nice. That would be good. Right then. So Yannick, did the mod thing work? Are you not a moderator? Actually, it might not have worked. Let's just check that. Because I've noticed that your symbols are... No, you don't have the sword next to your name there. You're a VIP. Okay. Let's un-VIP. I don't know if that's an exclusion. Let me just try something. Let me just try this. And then mod you again. Is this actually working? You make a good point. So, let's have a look. What's going on here? It was working, right? When it was a separate call, I'm pretty sure. Maybe this is what's... Oh, here we go. That's what's wrong. Look. Yeah, it's okay. It's okay, Big Pod. I can see the problem. Or at least I could see it if it wasn't for all the flames across the screen. Here's the issue here. So, we need to change that to mod. There, look. And probably it's the same unmod and unVIP. Okay, so we'll do that. So now we will reinstate Yannick's status, and hopefully when you type now Yannick, you do indeed have moderator. Oh, I didn't reload the bot. There we go. Let's try that. We'll get there. We'll get there in the end. We'll get there in the end. So let's try that again. I'm now waiting to see if Yannick types anything in chat, and Yannick is still not. Huh. Okay. Command. So it's issuing the correct text. And okay, we'll figure this out. So it's saying the right words and we're calling the right actions. So now let's go and take a look over here. What's going on? So unmod, delete. Maybe I'm not actually calling the right API endpoint. So we could go and check that, couldn't we? So let's go and check the docs for the... Hang on a minute. How do we know? So Gary was successfully made a VIP earlier, right? And so was Padger, I think. If we go back and look. Yeah, Padger now has a diamond. It says VIP. So that definitely worked. And they've left the channel. So let's just un-VIP Padger. And... Oh, I can't... No, unless they're here, I can't actually test that that's worked appropriately. Oh no, that... Oh, added this minute. The un-VIP didn't work. So, it does say added... It does say that you were added as a VIP. But it isn't... None of that moderator stuff is working. So... Yeah, you're still a VIP. Yeah. No, I'm now looking in the mod actions here in the dashboard, so I can see. It looks like un-VIP might not be working as well. So let's go and check these endpoints here. So, un-VIP. Channel VIPs. User ID, broadcaster ID. Yeah, on the first message. Yeah, yeah, I know that they. Yeah, that's interesting. So, yes, Gary, I agree with what you're saying. That I'm wondering if I don't know how Yannick has acquired both roles, because I tried to make somebody a mod and a VIP earlier using the Twitch user interface, and it wouldn't let me do it. They could only be a moderator or a VIP. So I think we will un-VIP Yannick. Don't worry, Yannick, you'll get all of your toys back. It's just you are somebody that has both these. Okay. That did not change your status as far as I can... Oh, it did. That did change your status. Okay.
Thank you for the follow, Scamado77.
Oh, hello, Scamado. That's an interesting name. Should I be concerned? Welcome to the stream. How are you doing today? So that worked. Un-VIP worked. Now let's make you a moderator. Okay, let's see if that... it says it works now. So yeah, Gary, you're right. That was a conflict. Somehow, Yannick had got into a state where he had both roles. Right, there we go. So those work. That all worked. Welcome to the stream. No, nice to have you with us. Right, okay. So it's not broken, is it? So we've awarded VIP and mod status to people. That's great. Okay, so back to where we were. Panic over. I may need to add some more smart to looking at the responses to actually say things like, oh, they're a VIP already. You can't make them a moderator until they've had their VIP status revoked. Or maybe be clever about it. See that they're a VIP. Remove their VIP status quietly. And then add the moderator role so that, you know, we don't run into these. Be friendly. Right then. What are we looking at here? So we've done that one. We've done... Oh, it was raid. That was the next one, wasn't it? Starting a raid and cancelling a raid. Now, this will be interesting because when I start raids through Chatterino, I don't get any visual confirmation of what's going to happen. So I wonder what this API is all about. So from broadcaster ID, okay. Okay. Authorization requires a user access token. Okay, that's fine. That includes the channel manage raids. So let's think about this. At the moment, the token that I'm using has all scopes enabled. So hey, Charafu. Yeah, I'm adding more API support into my bot. Yeah, so yeah, Gary makes a good point that there's a cancel button in the dashboard. So that's the dashboard here. I'll be honest, I'm trying to get away from actually needing to look at that. I'm hoping that eventually I'll have enough smarts in the bot and what I see in OBS that I won't need to have, won't feel I need that like my safety blanket. So that's where I'm sort of going with this, you know. It's simple things like how long have I been streaming? Okay, an hour and 20 minutes. I now know that. I should probably like reflect that information to myself every so often. But in this here, there was the cancel raid. But if I start a raid, what happens? It says here, you can cancel a raid at any point up until the broadcaster clicks raid now in the Twitch window or the 90-second countdown expires. Okay. Well, that's interesting. So the way that I could implement this, I'm not necessarily going to do all of this now, but start a raid, put a 90-second countdown timer on the screen. So I've got 90 seconds to wrap up. People know the raid is about to happen, and we could, because the bot can trigger stuff in OBS, so we could go and grab the avatar of the channel that we're going to go and raid, have that up with the timer underneath it whilst we count down, and then, I mean, I could have it so raid command automatically signals the shutdown sequence of my stream as well. So I'm rather liking these ideas, but I think we'll start simple. We'll just implement the API piece at the moment. Right then. Is this going to be complicated? No, it's not. It's basically just sending a user name, and it's going to be remarkably similar to other stuff we've done. So I'm just thinking, do I want to do this now because it's a simple endpoint to implement, or shall I save this one and come back to it as that full example that I just illustrated, where it doesn't just trigger the API, but it actually puts up on-screen stuff and takes us out of the stream all automatically. So I think I'm going to sit on that one and use that as a sort of a bigger example of something that we can do as a more sort of comprehensive look at what's possible. So is there any other API endpoints that are unimplemented other than RAID? We've got the mods and the VIP, so we'll need to implement that. All of these other ones are done. Host is being revoked completely by the changes that are happening. Oh, color. We haven't done color. Update the user chat and you get the user chat color. Okay, so I think I am going to implement some of these in a follow-up stream, because there's some interesting stuff we could do with these. And I think this raid one is interesting because we can go through the whole integrate it with OBS piece as well, which I think would be a bit more instructional. So I think I'm going to just keep that one in my back pocket, and we'll do another stream on that topic another day. Oh, right. That was good. So who's impressed by Kruiz Control? Who's currently writing their own bot using Kruiz Control? Also, I do feel like that I'm a legitimate Twitch streamer now, because not only do I have my own chatbot, but I have now done... Thank you, Paul. I've also done 2 live streams where I've live coded my chatbot, and I do believe those are like the entry requirements to be a proper Twitch streamer. You're not a Twitch streamer until you've done your own bot. Yeah, so... Gary, I'll be happy to share all my stuff with you. In fact, I think I said at the top of the stream, which you won't have heard, I'm trying to compartmentalize this so that I can send it all to the Kruiz Control project to see if they want to do anything with it, because there's only a couple of weeks and then some of this stuff goes away with the usual IRC protocols. So I've already let the developers know that I'm doing this, and I got started by basing some of the early work on examples that existed in the Kruiz Control Discord, but then I, tried to flesh it out and make it as more complete as possible. Noob with the Linux says, I thought you needed a hot tub to be a Twitch streamer. No, not only a hot tub. Although, maybe one day. I mean, the weather's not suitable at the moment. Nobody wants to see me in a hot tub, I'm certain of that. Right then. So what are we going to be doing next? Well, last night I didn't stream it, but we got the new release of OBS Studio Portable out the door. I suppose the next things will be I really need to get back to debget and QuickMU and push some releases out for those. So I think I'll be doing that next, because debget is long overdue. An update. A beach also works, Paul says. Yeah. Hard to stream from a beach though. Sand and computers, not happy bedfellows. So yeah. I have considered outside streaming, and I do have some gadgets that I've made that would facilitate it. So I have experimented with using action cameras that can stream over 4G to an ingest point of my OBS at home, and then this could broadcast it. So I'm walking a lot more, and I was considering, like, do I live stream evening walks and just use it as a just chatting opportunity? But talk about overcomplicate your life. But the technology exists. It could be fun. It could be fun to try. So yeah, the way that would work is the action cam would connect via my phone, ingest a video audio feed into the running OBS at home, and the running OBS at home would then send it onward, and it would even be possible to expose the OBS socket to the mobile phone as well to do scene switching and things of that nature. So your imagination is the only limit with this live streaming stuff. I also want to do, because I've got the coloured lights here, and that it's showing you at the moment the internet colour is red. I thought it'd be cool to set the colour of the internet lights from the stream, have that status go, and also temporary the light's changing here to reflect the change. I thought that would be silliness, but you know, fun to do. I need to find a not MQTT API entry point for that though, because MQTT is definitely beyond the scope of Kruiz Control. So I need a nice RESTful API that I can poke at. Right, who is doing stuff today? Who is doing stuff today? I'm doing stuff today. New job today, or something. Stay tuned. Follow me on Twitter, that sort of thing. There we go. This is me on Twitter. Oh, that didn't work. Yeah, new job. Yeah, apparently. Yeah, so... what could it be? I know. Let's see. Ooh, okay, here's an interesting stream. I've never been here before. But they're using one of my favourite languages. So let's go over there. Let's just make sure that's still... It is still done. So we're going to do this thing. New job, yeah. The Twitter thing didn't work, but I follow me on Twitter. I'll be saying stuff later. So we're going to go and visit Oriel Games, if that's how we're pronouncing that, and they're doing some Python stuff. So we're going to head over there and say hello and be our best selves, and I will see you soon. I might even stream this evening. We'll see how it goes. Anyway, bye for now. See you soon.